back to Revolution Radio and Coffee Time with Lizzy, only at freedomslips.com.
And welcome to Coffee Time with Lizzy. Sit around, get a coffee, get a tea, a soft drink, whatever you like. That's fine by me. Just sit around, get comfy. And we have got two cards, one for Eagle Flower and one for Pack Woman, and there is one here for Cap Fred, but I'm not sure if he's still around. So I need him to say he's around if he wants me to read it. So hello. I hope everyone can hear me okay. And here I go with Serene for Eagle Flower. Capfred, I've got a card for you. Yay. I already have got a card for you, Capfred. So I'm going to do Eagle Flower, Pack Woman, and I've pulled one out for Capfred. So, serene, gently flowing water and a soft summer breeze depicts this gentle, this dragon's energy beautifully. You can rest assured now that life is finally going to settle down, especially if it has been somewhat turbulent. She says, I am the lapping of the waves, an early morning sun. Allow me to wrap you in my blue cloak of tranquility and accept my presence as a pure calm settles around you. As your inner perception shifts, so will your outer world experiences. Remember, the tranquility you seek lies within you. The outside picture and experiences you may be suffering is all but a mirror of the turbulence inside. Call upon me to guide you to that peace of heaven which you so crave. Observe your outer life experiences change as they begin to mirror your inner feeling of serenity. She encourages us to go gently with ourselves. We are quick to nature others, but often neglect our own needs and at times health. We must feed ourselves too. Feed ourselves with that which brings us joy, lifts our spirits, and makes us feel truly alive. As we accept we too are important, and worldly experiences will begin to reshape and shift. It's a very beautiful card, Eagle Flower. And indeed, I hope you enjoyed that. For you, the colors are, as it says, a blue cloak. It's very gentle pastel colors of blue and a touch of morning gentle yellows of the sun. But mostly it's all pastel colors of blues. And a little touch of white, very gentle white. So I hope you like this card. It's very beautiful. And there you go for you. Happy belated birthday, Eagle Flower, as well. So, and I have, for Packwoman, I have Gaia. So I hope you like that. eagle flower. Let me see, Gaia. Pack woman. Gaia Dragon is the Earth Keeper and carries Gaia's ancient knowledge deep within her. She is one of the oldest dragons yet to come to Earth. You're very welcome, Eagle Flower. So, Packwoman, I hope you're listening. I am the etheric body of your planet. I urge you to protect her and all that dwell upon her. I can guide you to into restoring balance. What is done cannot be undone, and alas, some things are gone forever. Have courage to stand up for what you believe in, your heart to be true, and I will stand with you. You can be the change. She is here to help us integrate the frequency of the fifth dimension and above, which are coming into our consciousness. She will guide us when we are ready to reignite the light of the Earth's grid. The deep healing this invokes will help Gaia and us to and us humans to build peace on Earth, a future that is sustainable. Call upon her when you are working on a new project and need to anchor the energy of it fully. Her wisdom can be invoked when any form of group work is taking place to anchor the collective vibration of its planet. Make use of her grounding energy. Very beautiful card. Very, very beautiful card for you, Packwoman. Today you have got Aquamarine. And Gaia obviously is a very beautiful, very female, powerful card, of course, because it comes with Mother Earth. So it's aquamarines and sky blues too. A touch of green as well. Very mild touch of green. And actually, to be honest, I bring you back to the moss, to the sphagnum moss again, Packwoman. Yeah, back to the moss again. Connect with your sphagnum moss around your garden whenever you possibly can. Sphagnum moss brings in a lot of wisdom. And if you haven't got any in the garden, connect with it in the pictures on the YouTube that I've put there. Because a lot of pictures there I've got sphagnum moss. So I hope you like this, Packwoman. Indeed, a very beautiful card. And now the last card, which is Magic and Manifestation for Cap Fred. And this is again a very beautiful card. Very strong cards here today. And I liked the fact that there were even cards like Grog, which was a very unusual card. It doesn't come out. Absolutely, Packwoman. Yes, absolutely. And Packwoman, contact me on YouTube and we can do some meditations together if you would like. So, magic and manifestation for Cap Fred. Excuse me. These dragons are a beautiful pair with two equal parts, magic and manifestation. These unusual dragons are powerful allies to have and are amongst the most influential and magical of all dragons yet to come to Earth. They are the alchemists. If they have shown themselves to you, their message is this: we have danced into your consciousness. It is to reassure you that the worst is now behind you. Your journey has been a long and arduous one at times. Now look to the future and embrace what is to come. Call upon us when you want things to swoop into your life. We are here to help you turn your dreams into reality. Into reality. Change your world and support you as you take on this transformation. Look deep inside and ask, is that what I really want? Once you are clear about your choices, we will assist you in your task. They carry the limitless energy of magic and manifestation. And warn, be sure and clear in your intentions when invoking our presence. For when we are, for we, when, for, sorry, for we are the alchemists, is what you are asking for, what you truly desire. Will it serve and benefit your higher purpose? They will dive into your head. You need when you need any kind of practical support. If you need help on a specific aspect of your physical existence here on Earth, call upon their dynamism to help you manifest it. These jewel dragons are the miracle makers. Wow, Capfred. Now I see here gold and purple and white colors as well. Also gentle browns and deep, deep blues. And for some reason, on the physical, I see, I don't know, Capfred, have you been having pain in your legs, restless legs? Um, I see like maybe your knees have been a little bit um, on the stiff side, possibly. Um, I think you would again benefit for bringing again some of those greens that you took before. Uh, but I would be interested to see if any of what I'm saying is true, because I do feel very strongly uh, something located around your legs, some tiredness or some achiness, and um, I do feel you definitely could benefit again from taking those same greens you were taking before that helped you. So I hope you like this magic and manifestation card, Capfred. And do tell me if I was right in what I was seeing there. So, Dudeguy, how are you there?
I am here.
Hello and welcome.
Yeah, great to be here. Some very interesting readings.
Yeah.
Uh, Everyone's kind of hitting different points on their journey, and that's why it's good to have a reading, is to kind of tap into that uh, awareness of where
Yes.
you are.
Yeah.
You've got to. I know we all have a feeling about events as they take place in our lives, but sometimes you have to stop purposely and take note, reflect, and get an outside, consciousness to come and read you, give you that information as a confirmation and sometimes a correction. You may have interpreted things incorrectly, which happens because
Of
we
course.
can't always perceive everything when we're experiencing it. It's always easier to have a fresh perspective when you're the observer, when kind of you're the neutral observer and you're not already being acted upon by the forces you're trying to discern and observe. I mean, it takes an advanced consciousness to do it. Let's put it that way. A very practiced discernment and awareness. And that's what we're looking for when we're getting a reading, is someone who has seen these patterns of interaction with, we're interacting with the other conscious forces of the universe. And, that is a complicated thing. I mean, it's simple in one way, but another way, because you are being affected by it, it can be complicated because a lot of times what happens is you can take interactions that may be just predictable results of your previous actions, and you can take them as a negative result when it's really just part of the journey. And so until you get a reading on that, you may interpret the outcome the wrong way. You may give up or stop in that journey or take the wrong path by getting the wrong impression that you failed or that you're being interfered with. You have to, I think, and while that can happen, I don't think it's happening as often as some people think it is. I think part of it is just the natural progression of your own path, and you're going to hit roadblocks sometimes just of your own making, just of your own, that's going to be the gap between where you're at and where you need to be.
Absolutely.
So readings are going to help you see that much more clearly, so you can make a plan. I mean, that's what we're trying to do. We're saying, well, I don't have to give up. I just have to figure out how to get there. But now you know where you're going, and you're like, well, I think I can do that now that I know what I need to do, so.
And we all need a bit of a light sometimes. I mean, because it's very difficult for most people where we're standing now, because of all the fear that's been laid upon most people. It's very difficult to become the observer of self, yeah, because we've been sort of chained in the fear, yeah. So fear has got most people, when you think about fear or talk about fear, they think about two things: the fight or flight, yeah. But it also has the freeze mode, yeah. So you fight, flight, or freeze, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You have those three. You freeze to death, you can't move, you don't do anything, you become in chains. You get the chain thing, yeah. So you're in chains, you can't move. Or you fly, you run off in all directions, yeah, or you fight. Now, as humans and animal, yeah, no one can survive in that fear zone, yeah, for a long period of time. Fear is a tool. Sorry, fear is a tool. Everything we have about us are tools, yeah. It's just we have not given instructions.
Mm-hmm.
We have to find out for ourselves. So fear is a tool, and the gazelle, for example, the gazelle uses the tool instinctively. Yeah, so she's grazing away. Yeah, I'm just giving you an example. She's grazing away, but she's got all her senses. Yeah, her awareness of the gazelle lies in her senses. So she's grazing away, and her hearing, and other senses that she's got is her awareness of her surroundings. So she can switch off and she's doing her business happily, grazing away. It takes a twig for her to lift her head up, look around, because obviously her life can be at risk. But she's not living in that fear. She is doing her thing. So she looks around, she doesn't see anything, and she continues doing her life,
Mm-hmm.
until suddenly she sees something come running at her. So what does the gazelle do when something comes running at her? Yeah, the wolf or whatever, yeah? If in Africa, it could be the lion.
Oh yeah.
Suddenly, and they are strong even when they're not scared, yeah? They're incredibly strong animals and they're fast and everything. But suddenly, all her strength, all her speed, everything about her goes AWOL. Just goes like bang. And her jumps are double, the normal. Her running speed double the normal. But she could not live that continuously all her life, yeah? It's a tool
Mm-hmm.
for survival, for her to be able to run away from the predator. Yeah. Now, move to the humans. We've been put in a fear zone for quite a long time. And what happens is a lot of humans are aware. And, and because they are aware, they take the precautions needed, i.e., they do the meditation. I can see from the way you talk that you know these things, and you probably do some of it whenever you can. The meditation or the prayer or contemplation. Just sit in the garden
Mm-hmm.
or even in a room, just contemplate, without the fear, just switch off from everything. So you step out of the fear. So you step out of everything and you become the observer. In that point in time, you are not living in fear. Fear is something that we should use with awareness as a tool for our own protection, for our own need, not be used by a third party, yeah, to keep us in fear to the point that we become ill, because the body and mental reactions of fear are actually very severe. When you live in fear, you also live in hatred, rage, revenge, anger, discouragement, blame, worry, doubt, disappointment, overwhelmed, frustration, irritation. You live in pessimism. You live in a vast array of emotional and body feelings, yeah, that can give you diseases. And if you live in that long enough, you actually will get those diseases. You won't get them if it's like a sporadic thing, yeah? Like you need a fear to react. You do, for the adrenaline to kick in. Now, we are amazing beings. And our amazingness. That's why I like sometimes, what you were saying is so true. And these cards are a little tool as well for the people when they listen. If they listen with their heart, they can make use of these things. Listen. Oh, yeah. Just take it easy. Step back.
Mm-hmm.
Take power on it. And all these tools are there for us because we cannot live in fear. Because when you live in fear, you're not living. You're not alive anymore. You know, you are barely surviving when you live in fear. You're not enjoying, and you're exhausting everything about you, mentally, physically, spiritually. You're exhausting it unless if you feed it like you feed your body with your food. Your body needs the substance, yes? Your car needs substance. You put petrol in your car, you uh, make sure it's got enough air in the tires. You put oil in the engine. Make sure it's got this, that, and the other. You look sometimes better after your car than you look after yourself. Because we
Hmm.
are kind of sometimes not very in tune with ourselves. Yeah. At this moment in time, the more in tune we are with ourselves, and the more we know ourselves, go within and do these little practices, the more powerful we become. Now, all these things that I say, I don't just say them because I'm hippie chic.
Hmm.
And I don't just say them because I have blinders and I don't see what's going around. I know exactly what's going around. And what's going around is many different shades of many things that have been going around for millennia. Yeah, a few new ones, a few old ones with different shades and different names and different blah blahs. But we are amazing beings and we can turn this around. And at this moment in time, yeah, we could really turn this around. Yeah, we really could turn
Hmm.
this around from, in an amazing way, in a very peaceful way, and full of strength way. And I truly believe this, and I have seen this, and there have been examples through the years in many different countries where things have been turned around in a peaceful format. And it lasted for X amount of years only. But they have been examples to show people, look, there's a country and it all went haywire. Yeah, no peace, only war, blah, blah. So many thousand people died. It was chaos. And it takes a long time to lift that place up. There's here or there a little place here and there that managed to turn things around from the heart, from a peaceful, from almost everyone there wanting a better place for everyone. Yeah, from an
Hmm.
unselfish point of view. Unselfish, also selfish, because it is for you, your loved ones, and for everyone. Yeah. So when I say unselfish, it doesn't mean you, as a being, are kept out of the loop. But we are. I truly believe in us, dude, guy. I truly believe in us human beings. We are amazing. We are not just human beings. Again, word is magic, and it can be used for good or bad. Yeah. Uh,
Hmm.
when
Oh
when
yeah.
people when people say we are just human beings, they're not using their awareness of word magic. Just is straight away saying you're just. No, you're not. You're all
It's a diminishment.
possibilities.
It's a
Exactly.
diminishment. There's a lot of built-in assumptions uh, when people speak with a assumed authority in addressing a group instead of an individual.
Hmm.
You're drawing a, a group of or a body of individuals into a classification that you are bestowing upon them, which is immediately a diminishment of the individual. Um, and that is for convenience sake and for the sake of exposition, for the sake of setting up a analogy or some type of thought experiment. I think it's excusable. But to construct a philosophy or a political system based off those assumptions, I think is incredibly dangerous. And that's why I disagree with systems, political systems that treat people not as individuals, but as groups that they can classify and treat as a commodity
Hmm.
almost.
Hmm.
And so, what I think the United States achieved, if we're just a day after July 4th, and what I was speaking about the past couple days on the show, is that I the issue that we're having now at a fundamental level is about that very concept, is preserving the identity of the individual rather than giving him or her over to a group identity. Okay. And so in the United States, the rights of the individual are paramount.
Mm.
And the state is warned against trampling the rights of the individual. And there's all these checks and balances having to do with the Bill of Rights to protect the individual. Paradoxically, people who oppose the American Republic's priority on the rights of the individual have tried to say that these are group rights and that the state can either grant them or not grant them. And that's another fundamental issue. It's not just individual rights, but that the individual has already received at birth these rights from the creator, whether that's a god or the source of all power and life in the universe, source energy, whatever you want to say, and not from some political monarch or party or ruler. Okay, and so that is the problem I have with a lot of people that let's just say they call themselves objectivist humanists. They're materialists. Okay, and I am in more. I draw more to the spiritual realm. I'm not a adherent to one particular religion, but I acknowledge divine power and source for consciousness.
Yeah.
And therefore, I have a fundamental disagreement with people who do not and try to take away my individuality and connection to source by justifying some political philosophy that makes managing matters in this world easier for them.
No, no one has the right, because every single one of us is a unique, yeah,
there you go.
Unique shard of the divine. There's
That's
only
it.
one like you. There's only one like me. Yeah. And everyone is here for a reason. Yeah. A reason of experiencing spirit, soul, and body right here, right now.
But I don't get to judge, or you don't get to judge whether that's a good reason or not.
No. Yeah, exactly.
But that's what some of these people try to say, is that they have the right.
No one has got the right to do that. No one is,
right.
Unless if you're like murdering, monster or something, then, obviously.
But I'm just saying, as a matter of, they're assuming that everyone has the worst potential and they have to prevent it.
No,
so that's guilty before,
That's the meaning. Yeah, that's the meaning. Right. That's a bit like saying you're just a human. You don't know what you're doing. No, I'm
right.
Sorry.
That's where we started from, and then I went to the whole. This draws upon the whole problem we have, and I just have a fundamental disagreement with that, and that's the problem with this whole, to what we were talking about the other day, this whole carbon tax thing and stuff. Okay, all this stuff that's coming up now, wherever it's coming from. I mean, I know some people want to say it's from people who are on the right or people on the left. I mean, make your own judgment, but it's not coming from the general population. My neighbors are not clamoring for a carbon tax for the most part. So it's coming from somewhere else. Most people don't even understand any of this stuff, but it's coming to take away the way we're living now. And I'm not saying the way we're living now is the best, but I don't see this as a fundamental improvement. I see it as an excuse to do what I just said, is push us into these groups for top-down management by a few people who are materialists, who are trying to not only exert more, worldly control, but they don't even respect the general population's spiritual value.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're saying, and yes, The way I speak, is kind of very opar. Obviously, we speak differently, but it is opar with what you're saying, and I always bring forward the empowering of self and the celebration and of the person who you are,
Right. Yeah,
because
that's great.
everyone is unique and it is important to be that uniqueness and to experience that uniqueness of you and to celebrate it. And no one has got no one should tell you what to eat and how to eat it, what to
Like
wear.
bugs, right?
Yeah, for example, I am a vegetarian,
Yeah, that's awesome.
strokes, well, sometimes almost vegan, but uh, I only say that because I'm allergic to milk. I love it. I love the stuff. I love butter. I love cheese. I love, but it just doesn't love me.
Right, right. And that can be a problem.
Yeah. So I love the stuff, but it don't like me. But I don't have a problem whatsoever with anyone who chooses to eat meat. I used to eat meat. I killed the chicken. I killed the rabbit. I went fishing. I actually love fishing. You know, if it's to
Right.
eat, I love fishing. I had
Yeah,
a
right.
great time doing all those things. Actually, many people that are meat eaters, have never done such thing. I've killed a chicken and plucked its feather and done the whole thing. It's actually hard work.
It is, and I think I think that is more of a world that is in tune
Mm,
with the cycle of life and death and things like that, and
mm,
you're more I mean, for example, when I was first investigating my issues with meat eating, which I do have some, and I have been eating less and less over the years, and I do things like I pray about it. I meditate about it.
yeah.
I try to remove any negative energy associated with it, but I still understand. I would like to find a better way of putting that in balance, but the hunter and prey relationship is nature's way of balancing it. And how the Indian, like Native Americans did, as far as my understanding, at least some of them, is, I mean, they would dream and pray about, like the buffalo they were going to hunt the next day, so they would pray that they would find the right one that was ready to transition, to end their life. They were looking for the right one, that the spiritual guides had told them, this one is the one that you're meant to get.
Yeah,
um,
yeah, that's
and
beautiful.
so Yes, and that's why they would have these dreams before the hunt, and sometimes take peyote or whatever it was. At least that's my understanding, what I've read about. Again, I'm not a Native American, but I'm very, very interested in it. And I've read other things in other cultures of similar type things, about like the stag hunts in Celtic lore, similar type of thing. Um, and so when the hunter is in tune with his prey and he's actively searching for one, that that is the cycle in life they're in, and they don't want to just waste away of old age. They want to contribute to the cycle of life. There's a conscious decision by the being that they know, hey, I've completed my journey in this world, and that is how I want to transition. They have
Mm,
made that choice. I know that's very unusual for people to think about, but that is what informed me that, I mean, look, animals and us, we're all going to die.
mm,
So the whole point is, choose how you go if you have that ability. And I think uh, some, uh, not all, but some, I mean, more evolved animals, that is perhaps that is how they want to complete their cycle of this journey in this lifetime.
it's
you know
complicated sometimes. I mean, for example, I used to love eating octopus.
hmm
Because if you know how to cook octopus, it's not rubbery at all. it melts in your mouth. It's very tasty. It makes great salads and beautiful rice. A variety of meals you can make with octopus. And because living by the coast in those days, many years ago. And then one day I saw this uh, thing that totally blew my mind away. I was already sort of on my path in the vegetarianism, sort of
Right.
less and less meat, less and less this, that, and the other. But I was still eating the octopus salad and stuff. And I suddenly understood how intelligent a octopus is. They are intelligent. They're sentient
Mm.
beings, They
Yeah.
they're not like a dumb critter. They know things, They think. You can see
Yeah.
them thinking, And after that, I have not been able since then to eat octopus. Be-
Right. Right.
because I saw in that animal myself, there's an intelligent, beautiful, interesting being. Just the same way as I could not eat a dolphin, There's no way I could eat a dolphin.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah. I
I've
mean,
always had my limits from a child, but you know, I used to eat what was put in front of me, more or less, apart from your dislikes, as you do. Um,
it's a
but
complicated issue, and the reason I bring it up is that I think each person has to come to that of their own accord, and you can't have state bureaucrats
oh no,
mandating all this stuff. I think what the societies have tried, modern societies try to do is make sure that things are done in a humane way, and you try to, standardize those type of things so there isn't any undue harm done to animals that are raised for that,
oh
and
yeah, I agree.
just try to encourage people to uh, make better choices and to encourage science to find a way around that in due time. But I think the problem is we're going to have to evolve toward that. And when we're ready, I think these things will end of their own accord. But it's an individual journey for everyone that ends in a collective decision.
Mm.
Okay, it's not a collective decision that then impacts everyone's individual journey. Okay, that's the problem I have with a lot of these people who place themselves above everyone else and say, I'm qualified to make decisions for everyone else, whether you vote for me or not.
Yeah,
Um,
there is
and,
one problem though. I agree with you, but they can do that, yeah. But they are given the power to do that by people, you know, people like us, just all around the world that actually feel they are inferior, and that yes, certain people know more or know best or are better, and therefore give them the power. And this is the thing, I've always, since little, questioned things. I was kicked out of the church when I was little because I questioned. Yeah. I
mhm,
questioned their philosophy. I questioned their thoughts. I questioned their reading. And because of it, I was seen as a troublemaker and asked not to return, you know,
mhm, yeah, well,
because
that's
I question, and that is why we have all these amazing tools. Is to we have all these tools and we should use. We should question whether that person, just because people that are in power are there because we put them there. We actually pay their salaries, so I don't see why they should feel they have got the right to manipulate us. But they feel they have got the right to manipulate us because a lot of people do give them that power, do feel
well,
inferior. And that's very sad. That's very, very sad because no one is inferior. Everyone is a unique shard of the divine. Everyone should be able to enjoy life to the max, you know have love and food and health. No one should be out in the street without a roof. No one should be out in the street without food. You shouldn't. I lived out in the street, I lived out in the street many,
Hmm.
many years ago. And I shared half of my sandwich with someone else that was out in the street as well. Because I thought, okay, if I could eat the whole sandwich, but she's over there, she ain't got any. So at least both of us will have some. you know.
Right, and I think a lot of people feel that way. But the problem is that people who get into positions of power
Yeah.
are usually apt at deception.
Of course.
And so even with our, the whole point of having like a democratic form of government is to provide a check against unwanted people getting in positions of power, but it isn't foolproof.
Mm,
And it's been around long enough where there have become practiced ways that have been crafted to get around that check on,
mhm.
unworthy or unwanted people getting into these positions and then pretending to act in the public interest when they're really acting in the service of another, group that considers itself above normal society and things like that. And that's always been the problem with any government, and we have not perfected a way to prevent it yet. And so if we had more people that were just generally skeptical,
Well,
just
the way to
skeptical.
prevent it is actually knowing yourself. Know thyself. That's why I speak about these kind of things, about how to empower yourself, know yourself. Do the kind of stuff you do and I do and many of us do. Go within, be the self-absorbed, know your strengths, know your weaknesses, know thyself, respect life, respect whom you
But
are and
know you're a
everyone.
shard, know you're a unique shard of the divine. You
Yes,
see, but with a unique identity and not an identity someone else is trying to assign to you,
of course, of
then
course,
grant to you and say,
of
be part of
course.
our group identity. And see, that's called identity politics,
Yeah,
is when you put people into groups and then try to use that kind of group identity to
yeah,
manipulate them. And so that is what's going on with a lot of this now. And
yeah,
that when people give up their too much of their individual identity and join like a group identity, they lose that objectivity of the being uniquely observing what is really going on, and then what overrides that is this feeling of wanting to be part of the group and
yeah.
not questioning what the group is doing. And this is even played out in physics with the double slit experiment,
Mm,
where if you look at light going through two slits uh, eh, directly, it acts like a particle. But if you don't look at it and you measure what it does, it acts like a wave.
hmm.
And so the observer affects, measuring how light is moving actually affects how it moves. And so
Absolutely.
that is part of the effect of consciousness on the outcome. So if you consider yourself an individual, you will see one thing. But if you consider yourself a part of a group, you will see another thing.
Mm. But often that group thing is also, fear of, you know, it's like sheep. They group together because they're scared, so they group together. And I know, let's say again, fear, it can be good, used as a tool for our own betterment, but not when it gets used against us. Things like that. Again, we get back to the awareness, and what you say and what I say, we say it differently, but it's all very similar, and it is all part of consciousness, is part of whom we are, and we truly are amazing beings, and I actually truly believe we can do this and are doing this. We are all making, being the change, just by becoming aware of this, just
Oh
by
yeah.
just by talking a bit about it, and coming from the heart mind coherence is actually so important, really.
I like that.
uh,
I like that heart mind coherence. I like that.
yes, this is very important. If you have heart mind coherence, things work. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, things
Yeah.
truly work.
Very good.
Yeah, but I'd like to say, because we got only a few minutes left, I'd like to say to the listeners, I've got a little YouTube, very very little, and I would like people to go on there and support me, help me to grow. It's a Spirit Talk with Lizzy. Go in there and subscribe, listen to it, give thumbs up, shake that YouTube, make it alive. Because, of course, it's very tiny. I've only had it for less than 2 months. The last couple of weeks or so, I've not put much on there because I've not been too great myself. I push myself, and I'm an old girl. But I'm working on it, and I'll be putting more stuff on it. So support my YouTube. Go and check it out. Have you got a YouTube?
No, not me. I'm just on Telegram. Dude's News is on
Ah,
Telegram.
yeah, I haven't
YouTube
checked
wouldn't
that out
like
yet.
a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
YouTube wouldn't like a lot of stuff I had to say, so I have to
yeah.
put it on Telegram. And it's
I
just
got YouTube and I got BitChute as well. But
BitChute is more free,
yeah,
but see YouTube, more people use YouTube. I mean, I still use YouTube, but if I would have to like pull myself back from too many
yeah,
things I
yeah,
wanted to talk about, I'm kind of, you know, I push the envelope sometimes on some
yeah.
things. So
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I go gently, gently does it with things because I I do things from the heart mind coherence.
oh yeah, it's
And the
wonderful.
way I've experienced, it's a
Hmm.
shame we're getting towards the end, but next time we'll get to talk. The way I have experienced a revolution was the most peaceful, beautiful revolution. Yeah. And I lived in a totalitarian fascist regime, and we changed it from a heart mind coherence, from not wanting war, not wanting to fight, not wanting to be the underdog. We want to change, but we didn't want to fight each other. We didn't want we just wanted to be happy and have parties and be free.
Well, yeah, I mean that's really what did America do yesterday? I mean that's what they did, and that's what they want to do.
Yeah,
But that's unfortunately not what everyone wants. So I mean,
yeah,
hopefully it will. If we, that's why we want to put the information out there, is to raise the awareness, raise people, uh, their ability to just to be strong in the way where don't be afraid, be sure that you know who you are and that you're not going to be um, threatened by these people who uh, have a plan that is just not workable for the level of consciousness we have on this planet. It's just they don't
absolutely.
understand that. They don't understand it, and we have to make them understand that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And understanding that there is no war path to peace, but there is uh, a peace path to peace because you are peace within ourselves, within our every single cell of our body. We are peace, we are freedom, we are love, and we are the path, and the path is us. Yes. And when we live in fear continuously, we are just surviving, we're not living. So when you feel so scared of being alive, just step out of fear, for goodness sakes, because you're not alive, you know.
Right. Well, when people don't do their inner work, that's when you get a lot of outer kind of chaos and conflict. And so why I try to talk about these things, and I love the way you do, is that we're encouraging people to do the inner work so they can be sure about what they really want to manifest. Because when you're not sure, you manifest things you don't want. You know.
Absolutely. And that again is one of the things that I very often say because we are creators, yeah, we create from our heart mind coherence. And this, I'm going to bring you in next week if you don't mind, because we create from our heart mind coherence. Everything that's out
Right.
there in materium, we created from our spirit, from our minds first. We visualize it and then create, yeah. And when we create
Right.
from not knowing, yeah, out of ignorance, then we create chaos. When we create with awareness, then we create beautiful stuff, and we create peace,
Well,
love,
just as a
harmony.
final, just to put on to what you're saying, and as a final tie into what I was saying about group dynamics and group identity, is when you get pulled into group identity, you can also be pulled into a group manifestation.
Oh, yeah.
And so what they're trying to do, these people really are kind of sorcerers, is they're trying to pull you in to help manifest what they want by taking on the identity that they want to assign you
Yeah.
and help them create what they
Mhm.
want. And you usually don't want to do that. Now, coming together as we all individually choose to come together is very powerful. But if you join a group you don't really understand and you become part of something that maybe you didn't realize what it was, you can create things you didn't really want. And so you got to be careful about that.
Absolutely. This is why coherence and awareness is very important. And this is why the go within and know thyself is very, very important. And I
Mm,
can't say it enough. Go within, know thyself. Don't be
that's it.
scared. Don't be scared. Uh, Dudeguy, thank you ever so much for joining me. It's been riveting. I may pull you in again next week if you don't mind. It's
All
up to
right.
you.
As
It's
soon as
up
I
to
finish
you.
dinner, you know.
It's all right. No, no, I never put any pressure, It's, but we'll see.
No,
Always, the door is
I
open.
just oh yeah, all I got to do is jump off the show and I have my dinner and I'll jump right in. I listen to your readings and then I'll jump right in and we'll
Yeah,
pick it up from here. It's great. It's great.
yeah,
I think
that's it.
you inspire a lot of deep thoughts.
Good, good, good. That's what we do. We shake him, but we won't break him.
There you go. There you go.
Well, thank you ever so much. We are at the end. Thank you, everyone. Much peace, love, and harmony. And remember, you are powerful. Stand in the power of whom you are. You unique shards of the divine, you. Thank you.
Night.